Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Nima. I'm making my card for episode 295 and the project map fold, the colors planters, element from the sky and random 3 in a row. For this card, I'm using as an inspiration a paper from Shao Bella. Winter Wonderland is the book, and I found in this book a map that I'm going to use in my design, and then on the other side of my design, I'm going to use another paper from here that it is the Winter Wonderland scene. I have the page printed on both sides because what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut circles from the map. I'm going to cut 6 circles, the size about 2 inches diameter, and 6 circles from a smaller one that it is 1.5 inches in diameter. And on one side it's going to have the map, on the other side it's going to have the snowy scene. I'm also going to bring the planter's colors in the background. The background is a watercolor background using different shades of blue, purple, green, and I'm using a 5x7, but then eventually my card will be cut smaller to an A2, so I don't have to get all the way to the edges. When my card is still wet, I'm gonna sprinkle some water in here, and that's gonna diffuse those dots, and it give you kind of the illusion of snow falling from the sky. But I'm also adding uh, embossing folder that it will bring those snowflakes. The snowflakes are going to be embossed on the page with the color. You can see them in here. They look really good. The page is still slightly moist, so I'm going to wait until it's dry. In the meantime, I'm going to fold my circles. And this is where the map fold parameter comes in. I have 6 small ones, 6 large, and I'm folding the large one with the map on the inside. And for the little ones, I'm folding with the winter scene in the inside. They all needs to be folded in here, and we need to make sure that they look very festive. So I'm adding some gold on the edges. Every single one on either side will have a little bit of gold on the edge. I'm using acrylic paint, so that's going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to go over every single one, and then I'm going to put them aside to dry. And while that is getting dry, I'm adding gold on the snowflakes, and I'm using a dry brush technique. And with this dry brush technique, what I want is to bring those snowflakes up so you can see them very clearly. Um, I'm gonna cover the entire card with the gold accent, and I'm gonna put it aside to dry, and I'm gonna continue working with my ornaments. These circles are gonna become ornaments, and I need to get that crease very sharp because every single one, they're gonna be mounted together, and I'm using glue, just a very, very thin line of glue in the middle, and I'm going to do that on every single one. You can use 4, 5, or 6, or even more. The more you use, the more full that ornament will look. In my case, I only use 6 of each. Once you glue that, put it aside with or hold it together, or like I did that I put a clip in there, um, at least until you think it's dry. Just make sure that the glue that you adding in there is a very, very thin line so it doesn't glue all the entire page. Anyway, you need to open them up and open the fold so the pages they separate and the ornament it looks like the way that it needs to look in there. I'm gonna do the same with the small one. If your glue spread a little bit, this is the time when you're gonna try to pull it so it have the right shape in there. I'm gonna cut my paper. My paper will be cut as an A2, and all the ornaments they're gonna be positioned right in there. I'm putting together my card in here. I added a border on gold after I cut it. After I cut the card to A2, and I'm adding my ornaments, positioning the ornaments. I'm gonna glue the back in here. I use a little bit of double-sided tape and also glue just to make sure that it is completely secure. And I'm positioning the largest one on the top. I cut a strip of gold. The way that I did this strip in here is that I painted from the same color, the gold, a piece of cardboard, and then I trim a little, I cut a little strip in here. I'm gluing my ornament flat in here, and then after it's glued, then I'm gonna spread the pages in there. But I'm gonna wait until it's completely glued on the back, the first part. Do the same for the small one. Add the tape and the glue so we can secure this to the card. Once I have this secure in here, I'm gonna add the strip of paper that I cut for this ornament in here. Once your ornaments are dry, trim the excess of the strip. Make sure that you open those layers of the ornaments very well, because that's what's going to give it the shape of the ornament. This card is it's hard to send that in the mail unless you're going to put a box. I also cut bows, and I added some gold around the bows. I cut two bows, one for each ornament, and I cut them on darker blue just to bring a little bit of the color from the background. The last thing that I have in here to comply with all my parameters, it's my random, and I have 3 embellishments in here from Trinity Stamp. I put 3 on a row on the bottom, and I also added 3 more on a row but on the different direction on the other side of the card on the top. And with this I have all my parameters completed. I have 1 sentiment that I want to put in here, and the sentiment is have a very Merry Christmas, and I have all my parameters. I have my card ready. Let's check the card against the parameters. Map fold, my ornaments they made with the map that it was cut and fold. I have planters colors from the sky. I have the snowflakes and the 3 in a row, the embellishments. Don't forget that Craft Roulette goes live every Friday at 7:10 if you want to see the parade of cards. 7:30 is when the show starts. The host will bring a guest and they run the roulette to get the parameters. You can also participate by submitting your card by Sunday. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you like my card. Bye.